Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into our latest Star Wars video. So in around 3 hours time, the red carpet event will begin for the premiere of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. The live stream will pick up at StarWars.com. And we'll start to see all of the established cast and crew and various celebrities arriving on the red carpet in LA. And then a couple of hours after that, the Rise of Skywalker will premiere in Los Angeles. It will have its world premiere, and in around sort of 6-7 hours time we will begin to get the first reviews hitting the internet and coming online. So it's all going to be happening in the next few hours. I wanted to talk though about one huge person who is missing apparently from this premiere. So I'll talk about that in a moment. We're on the Twitter page of Corey Van Dyke. And I just wanted to show you, he's got a list of people who are going to be attending this premiere. There's one very important omission from that list. So I'll talk about that in a second. Just say if you're enjoying the Star Wars content on the channel, then please like, share and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you think. So this is the Twitter for Corey Van Dyke. I'm not sure who Corey Van Dyke is, but I think he's going to be attending the Rise of Skywalker premiere. So if we come down to here, he tweets, just got press release for celebrities attending the Rise of Skywalker premiere for anyone who's wondering. So let's click on that and see who's attending. So from the film, we've got Mark Hamill, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Naomi Ackley, Anthony Daniels, Richard E. Grant, Ian McDermott, Kerry Russell, Jonas Sutarmo, Kelly Marie Tramp, Billy D. Williams, Dominic Monaghan, Greg Grunberg, J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, Michelle Ruan, Callum Green, Jason Mutgatlin, John Williams, Chris Terrio, Dan Mindell, Rick Carter, Michael Kaplan, Maran Brandon, and Stefan Gruby. That's from the film Rise of Skywalker. Special guests include Harrison Ford, Omid Abti, Amy Adams, Elizabeth Banks, D. Bradley Baker, Tom Burgeon, Amma Best, Steve Blum, Josh Breener, Yvette Nicole Brown, Gina Carano, Zoe Deschanel, Ashley Eckstein, Donald Faison, Jeff Garlin, Sean Giamborn, Mark Paul Gosselaar, Jeff Gordon, Nolan Gould, Taylor Gray, Chris Holmes, Saul Hudson, Ryan Khalil, Taron Killam, Matt Lanter, Scott Lawrence, Daniel Logan, Vanessa Marshall, Gartan Metarazzo, Francis McDormand, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, Susie McGrath, Bobby Moynihan, Frank Oz, Kim Raver. I have absolutely no idea who most of these people are, by the way. But anyway, we'll persevere. Kim Raver, Rico Rodriguez, Ben Schwartz, Drew Scott, Jonathan Scott, Marcus Schreiber, Christopher Sean, Elizabeth Shue, Tia Sikar, Gobi Smulders, Emily Swallow, James Arnold Taylor, Mirma Valaska, Ming Na Wen, and Brian Burke. And then we've also got some guest directors and filmmakers: Steven Spielberg, Ram Bergman, Nico Caro, Deborah Chow, Joel Cohen, Ava Duvani, Rick Famuyiwa, John Favreau, Dave Filoni, Ludwig Granson, Reginald Hudling, Jake Kasdan, John Kasdan, Lawrence Kasdan. The whole of the Kasdan family is being invited. Spike Lee, Damon Lindoff, Peyton Reed, and somebody called Jeno. I'm not sure who that is. But the one person who's not attending, apparently, is the maker himself, George Lucas. So where is George? Why isn't George going to be at the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker? It's the final film of the Star Wars saga, supposedly. Star Wars saga that George created and developed. and made into the phenomenon that is Star Wars. George did it all, and yet here we are at the final film of the premiere. No sign whatsoever of George Lucas. Notice also from the film, there's no sign of George Lucas, and yet we have been told over and over again through rumour and innuendo that George Lucas has supposedly been working quite heavily in terms of the story of the Rise of Skywalker, and that he's been helping out with the script, with the story, and even possibly filmed certain key scenes and moments. Yet there's absolutely no sign of George Lucas being involved in this film. He's not getting a story credit, by the way. So I said one of the things to watch out for, if it's true that George Lucas has worked on the Rise of Skywalker, if it's true that he has been developing the story and the script, then watch out, see whether he gets a credit or not. That's important because that means that he will get a payday from the film. No credit whatsoever. He's not listed in the cast credits, other than story and characters inspired by George Lucas, the generic sort of credit that you would expect. But certainly in terms of the story of The Rise of Skywalker, there is no credit for George Lucas. He isn't listed as being at the premiere because he's part of the film. So I think we're left with the conclusion now quite clearly that this was just spin from Disney, that they wanted to suck in the fans and create a false impression that George Lucas has been involved in The Rise of Skywalker, when actually it seems he has had no particular involvement in this film, other than maybe the odd conversation here and there. He might have gone to dinner a couple of times with J.J. Abrams, and they might have talked about the Star Wars, and in general terms there may have been a couple of conversations and a couple of meals, something like that. But in terms of actually working on this film, there's absolutely no sign whatsoever that George Lucas has worked on The Rise of Skywalker. So I would say increasingly it looks like we put that in the bin, really, and say that that's just been spin from Disney to try and placate some of the fans who are very, very upset with The Last Jedi, and also with The Force Awakens as well. So back to the premiere though. So no sign of George Lucas there. Why isn't George attending? My guess, it's possible that Disney has snubbed George Lucas and they haven't invited him. I think that's quite unlikely that Lucasfilm and Disney would do that. My guess is that he's just staying away because this is not his Star Wars. This is not his sequel trilogy. He did attend the premiere of The Force Awakens back in 2015. He didn't attend the premiere of The Last Jedi. He's not attending, seemingly, the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker. And my guess for that is that he is making it very clear that this is not his ending to Star Wars. This is not how he would have ended his saga. He's just staying away. He wants to make the point that this is not his Star Wars, this is not his sequel trilogy, this is fan fiction created by impersonators and Johnny-come-latelys, people who have latched onto the bandwagon and took Star Wars away from George Lucas, probably under false pretenses. We know that Kathleen Kennedy promised him that she would respect his characters and ensure that they would live on in a way that would honour the characters and the story that he created. She hasn't done that. We don't know what other promises and assurances were made to George Lucas when he sold Star Wars. But I think, although there probably wasn't anything contractually agreed, I think he probably sold Star Wars on the proviso that they would use his story drafts and he would have an involvement in the creative process of the sequel trilogy. So they have treated him very, very, very shabbily, I believe, and he's very unhappy. We know that anyway, and he's staying away from this because he does not want to give his seal of endorsement and of approval to this film that he's ending his lifetime's work, but he's not ending his lifetime's work in a way that he would have ended it. So, I mean, it just shows how far we've fallen with the sequel trilogy. The fact that our creator, really, George Lucas, our storyteller, the person who created all of this, we come to the final film of the 9-part saga, and he isn't going to be at the premiere. And it's a very, very sad time for Star Wars. It's a rift within Star Wars fandom and within Star Wars itself that can never be healed. What Disney and Kathleen Kennedy have done to George Lucas has created this terrible, terrible rift, not just among Star Wars fans, but also among the people creating these films as well. Goodness knows what the personal relationship is like between Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy. I imagine they probably don't speak, except when they absolutely have to, say at Star Wars Celebration or something. But it's a sad old time, and it's sad to see Star Wars reduced to this. And but that's it. George will not be attending the premiere of Rise of Skywalker in a couple of hours' time. He's staying away, and that's it. Our maker is no more. He has had this film, this franchise, pretty much taken away from him. Although he did sell the company, so he does have to bear his share of responsibility. But again, I think he had assurances. He chose Kathleen Kennedy personally because he thought she would honour his legacy, and she has not done that. She has betrayed George Lucas. This is a betrayal of George Lucas that we have seen over the course of many years. It started back in 2013 when they discarded his story for the sequel trilogy, and he's an unhappy and betrayed maker of Star Wars, and these people have come along and they thought they could make it better than he could, and they couldn't. What they have actually created is a total train wreck of a trilogy. We don't know how this last film is going to end up, but given how rubbish The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens were, I've not got particularly strong sort of I've not got a particularly strong sort of feeling that this is going to be a decent film. I think it's going to be a case of we try to get to the end of this thing and then hopefully forget it and all move on, but we shall see. But there we go. George Lucas will not be attending the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, and we all know the reason why, and it's a very, very sad time, not only for George and for Star Wars, but for the fans as well. The premiere of The Rise of Skywalker will be in a few hours' time, and then after that we'll start to get the first reviews appearing. As I said in yesterday's video, I think it will be very well received by the critics. The critics absolutely love everything that Disney does in terms of Star Wars. No idea why that is, but that is the case. So I think it will get very good reviews, and they will start to hit the internet in a few hours' time. And I'm sure we'll do a video tomorrow talking about that. Right, that's all for now, though. And thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. But that's all for now. And thanks for watching.